24 matches are done, 12 remain, 7 teams are through, 8 are out. For everyone else, it all comes down to one final game. And here's the shock. Brazil, England, and Portugal still haven't secured qualification. The pressure is still on. If you love World Cup analysis, predictions, and qualification drama, subscribe now. We're following every twist until the round of 32 is complete. 48 teams started the tournament. Only 32 survived. The top 2 teams from each group qualify automatically, while the 8 best third-place teams claim the remaining knockout spots. Let's start with the teams that have already secured their place in the round of 32. Mexico, the United States, Germany, France, Norway, Argentina, and Colombia are officially through with one match still to play. That means qualification pressure is gone, but their work isn't finished. Finishing first in the group could provide a much easier knockout path and potentially avoid some of the tournament favorites. France and Norway still have a battle for first place. Argentina and Colombia will also want to maintain momentum heading into the knockout stage. For now, though, these 7 nations can celebrate. No matter what happens on the final match day, they know their World Cup journey will continue. For these 8 nations, the World Cup dream is already over. Haiti, Turkey, Tunisia, Senegal, Iraq, Jordan, Uzbekistan, and Panama have all been mathematically eliminated from the tournament. Some suffered narrow defeats that proved costly. Others simply couldn't find enough points to stay alive. Their final group match can no longer change their fate, but it still offers an opportunity to finish with pride, reward their supporters, and leave the competition on a positive note. For these teams, the focus now shifts toward the future. Group C remains one of the most dangerous and unpredictable groups in the tournament. Brazil and Morocco currently sit level on 4 points, while Scotland are only 1 point behind on 3. On paper, Brazil were expected to dominate this group, but the standings tell a different story. Morocco continue to show why they belong among the tournament's strongest teams, and Scotland remain firmly in contention. Heading into the final match day, all 3 nations still have realistic qualification hopes. A win would likely secure a place in the round of 32. A draw could leave teams relying on other results, and a defeat could suddenly place enormous pressure on their qualification chances. With so little separating the top 3 teams, every goal could have major consequences. This group is still completely open. The situation in Group F is almost as dramatic. The Netherlands and Japan currently lead the standings with 4 points each, while Sweden remain just 1 point behind. That means all 3 teams still have genuine opportunity to finish inside the automatic qualification places. The Dutch have shown flashes of their attacking quality. Japan have once again demonstrated their discipline and organization. Sweden, meanwhile, know that one strong performance could completely change the group. As things stand, nobody is safe. One goal could be the difference between finishing second and dropping into the third-place race. That's why Group F remains one of the most fascinating groups to watch. England currently sit at the top of Group L, but their qualification is not yet guaranteed. Ghana have matched them on 4 points, while Croatia remain just 1 point behind. That creates a highly competitive final match day with multiple qualification scenarios still possible. England entered the tournament expecting to progress comfortably, but they still have work to do. Ghana have impressed throughout the group stage and continue to look dangerous. Croatia know better than most how to handle pressure in major tournaments. With 3 teams still battling for a position, this group could produce one of the most dramatic finishes of the entire group stage. When people talk about World Cup favorites, Brazil, England, and Portugal are always part of the conversation. These are nations filled with elite talent and enormous expectations. But despite their quality, none of them have officially secured qualification. That's what makes the World Cup so unforgiving. Reputation doesn't earn points. Past success doesn't guarantee future results. Every team must still deliver on the pitch. While all 3 nations remain favorites to reach the round of 32, the final match day still carries real pressure. A victory would remove all doubt, but a poor result could suddenly create uncertainty and force them to rely on goal difference, third-place rankings, or other outcomes elsewhere. Their work is not finished yet. Let's move to our first qualification predictions. In Group A, Mexico have already secured their place in the round of 32 and look set to finish as group winners. The bigger question is who joins them. South Korea currently hold the advantage and remain the strongest candidate for the second automatic qualification spot. Their performances have been solid and they remain in control of their own destiny. Over in Group B, the race is tighter, but Canada and Switzerland still appear to be in the strongest positions. Both teams have collected important points and have given themselves a clear path toward qualification. While surprises can always happen on the final match day, these are the two nations I currently expect to survive and advance into the knockout rounds. In Group D, the United States have already completed the hard part by securing qualification with a game still remaining. Their focus now shifts toward maintaining momentum and potentially finishing the group stage with a perfect record. The battle for second place remains much more competitive, but Paraguay currently look best positioned to claim that spot. Group E tells a similar story. Germany have been one of the most convincing teams in the tournament and have already secured their place in the next round. Ivory Coast currently hold the advantage in the race for second place and remain my prediction to qualify alongside Germany. However, with one final match still to play, neither group is completely settled. One unexpected result could still create late drama. Group G remains one of the most difficult groups to predict. Several teams still have realistic hopes of reaching the knockout stage, but Egypt currently hold a slight edge based on their performances so far. Belgium also remain strong contenders and possess enough quality and experience to finish the job. In Group H, Spain have gradually built momentum throughout the tournament and appear to be in a strong position heading into the final match day. Uruguay remain my pick to join them in the round of 32, but neither team can afford to become complacent until qualification is officially secured. Qualification is only part of the story. Finishing first in a group can have a huge impact on a team's World Cup journey. Group winners often receive a more favorable route through the knockout rounds, potentially avoiding some of the tournament's strongest opponents until much later. That's why several teams that have already qualified still have plenty to play for. France and Norway are fighting for top spot in Group 1. Argentina want to maintain their position in Group J. Portugal and Colombia are involved in an important battle in Group K. These matches may not determine whether teams qualify, but they could play a major role in shaping the knockout bracket and influencing who has the easier path toward the World Cup final. Group 1 has already produced 2 automatic qualifiers, but one important question remains unanswered. Who finishes first? France and Norway have both won their opening matches and secured their places in the round of 32. Now the focus shifts toward topping the group. France entered the tournament among the favorites and have largely lived up to expectations. Norway have been one of the biggest positive surprises so far and continue to impress. The final match between these two nations will determine who claims first place and potentially gains a more favorable position heading into the knockout stage. Argentina have already secured qualification, but the battle behind them remains wide open. Austria currently occupy the strongest position, while Algeria continue to fight for a place in the round of 32. With one match remaining, every point and every goal could prove decisive. Argentina can now focus on maintaining momentum, but for Austria and Algeria, the final match day could determine whether their World Cup journey continues or comes to an end. When fans look at the standings, most attention goes to the teams in first and second place. But this tournament has another path to qualification. The 8 best third-place teams across all 12 groups will also advance to the round of 32. That means finishing third does not automatically mean elimination. Goal difference, goals scored, and overall points totals suddenly become extremely important. For several nations, the third-place rankings may ultimately provide their best chance of survival. If the tournament ended today, Sweden would be one of the strongest third-place teams, followed closely by Scotland and Croatia. Australia, Algeria, Belgium, Cape Verde, and Iran currently complete my projected list of qualifiers through the third-place route. Just outside the qualification line sit Ecuador, Bosnia, DR Congo, and New Zealand. The margins between these teams are incredibly small. One goal scored or conceded on the final match day could completely change the rankings. That's why the third place race may end up producing some of the biggest drama of the entire group stage. Based on current standings, recent performances, remaining fixtures, and overall squad strength, these are my predicted automatic qualifiers for the round of 32. From Group A, Mexico and South Korea. From Group B, Canada and Switzerland. From Group C, Brazil and Morocco. From Group D, the United States and Paraguay. From Group E, Germany and Ivory Coast. From Group F, the Netherlands and Japan. From Group G, Egypt and Belgium. From Group H, Spain and Uruguay. From Group I, France and Norway. From Group J, Argentina and Austria. From Group K, Colombia and Portugal. And from Group L, England and Croatia. Some of these selections appear relatively safe. Others could still be overturned by a surprise result on the final match day. But based on everything we've seen so far, these are the teams I believe will secure automatic qualification. When we combine those 24 automatic qualifiers with the 8 projected third-place teams, this becomes my complete round of 32 prediction. 32 nations started this final qualification race. Only 32 can continue into the knockout rounds. Some teams have reached this stage through dominant performances. Others have relied on resilience, consistency, and crucial moments in key matches. But if these predictions prove correct, these will be the teams still standing when the knockout phase begins. Now it's your turn. Which team have I overrated? Which team have I underestimated? And which nation do you think is about to shock the world on the final match day? Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Do you agree with my projected round of 32, or do you see a major upset coming? I'd love to hear your picks before the final group matches begin. And don't forget to subscribe, because once the group stage is complete, we'll come back, review every prediction and find out who got it right.